Greetings, YouTube. This might be the first time in the history of my channel, and that's saying something with 14,000 videos, that I've titled something "The Quote" from something I saw. But that's exactly what happened with today's Kabam live stream, where, I made a video this week where I talked about how I wasn't prepared for the backlash. I wasn't prepared for the anger. I knew that a bunch of people liked BLOB and some people I saw liked Shriek. But when neither of them, especially BLOB, made the finals, it was open season on the skepticism and criticism of Kabam's accounting methods. And my goodness, did that carry over in so many ways in today's live stream, where Kabam had to ignore hundreds, maybe even thousands of comments on the live stream about justice for BLOB, about how BLOB was screwed over and it was all rigged. And while I can't say for certain how they counted, it is truly amazing to me, because I think 90% of people who've commented to my channel in some form or fashion said they only voted for BLOB. So where did all those votes come from for Black Tarantula? And I mispronounce every time I attempt the other finalist of the Summoner's Choice Showdown. But, in general, when it comes to the future of this contest and the future of getting people excited, it was interesting. This was the Everest-style live stream today with Summer of Pain 2.0 and so much else. I liked the Summer of Pain. I felt like for my skills a couple years ago, it was about the limit of what I felt comfortable, because obviously I would still get wrecked, but where I felt comfortable recording and putting the videos out and just seeing what people thought. And sometimes people were like, "Hey, Prof, you didn't do bad." And sometimes people were like, "Wow, Prof, you did way worse than me." And so maybe that's the minimum goal for some people in this community. I'm not going to do bad as long as I just do better than Prof Hoff. Because if I do worse, that means I've hit an all-time rock bottom. I just want to know, are they going to address the BLOB stuff? Or are they just going to say, sorry, BLOB didn't have the votes? Because I think it would be interesting for them to at least be transparent enough to tell us how close it was. Was BLOB third? What if they said BLOB was sixth? Wouldn't that be weird? It's so strange. In most other forums where you calculate votes, you still get to see the percentages of everybody else in the poll. Maybe it was exceptionally close. But if all they're going to do is show us the top two vote getters, it just leaves to more skepticism than acceptance. And that was on display in the comments. I was feverishly taking notes at my computer, reading feedback and thinking, gosh, this is a really, really big deal to a lot of people. In fact, this is such a big deal that there were some people, and who knows if this is actually true, who were like, I'm taking a break from this game because you guys didn't accept my votes. And as Kabam Jack said, kind of objectively, I think it was pretty accurate. He's like, why would we intentionally rig something to turn off our player base? That'd be the dumbest company move possible. Now, you could say as a counterpoint, well, they've done similar things before, where it's who thought that was a good idea for Kabam Mike to say that on the forums, or who thought it was a great idea to tweet that? The list goes on and on. But in general, the whole point of this process was supposed to get the community excited about the outcome, and it seems like it's accomplished the opposite. So many people are just furious, very upset, very turned off by the whole system. I would imagine that in 2025, they might want to rework the transparency of the process, because as long as they keep what they have this year, it's going to lead to more skepticism than anything else. So for those of you who said, Kabam didn't cover the justice for BLOB, and even that one quote that I'm putting in the title of this video as BLOB won, this is all just a dream. Literally, I'm just going to accept the fact that nothing I see in front of me is the reality of how the real timeline's supposed to go. We're going to pretend like this is all the Matrix and I'm going to wake up and be in the real timeline where Blob is the winner. If you're going to live your life like that, hey, you do you, buddy. But Kabam is not going to release the information. They're not going to give us any numbers that appears outside of the finalists being the finalists. And if we don't like it, we don't have anything to say. If they're smart, they're going to come out and say Blob will still be a champion this year. If they were to do that, I think that would calm a lot of nerves. But until then, it's just open season on anyone that perceives it to be Blob hating.